Merry Christmas. Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas.
Like the Wesley Snipes character in the movie New Jack City.
Good afternoon, I'm Anthony Ponce.
And I'm Natalie Bumke. The elected assessor for Thornton Township was locked out of her office today following a dispute with the township supervisor.
Dane Placco is live for us first at 4. Dane?
Yeah, Cassandra Elston has been the township assessor here in Thornton Township for the past 10 years. This morning she got a call from her staff saying something weird was going on at the office, and we talked to her about what happened next. Take a look. This was your office?
Yes.
What happened when you tried to open it?
It doesn't work.
The lock got changed?
Yes.
Like the Wesley Snipes character in the movie New Jack City.
But at the end of the day, nobody comes here to argue with you. Nobody at all. There are bills that we have the right to take off. We have the right to make decisions about. You say that you're running it at the end of the day, because this is going to be the narrative. When we go broke, you're going to say, I wasn't even on the bank account. The trustees did it. When at the end of the day, you're making decisions and spending money and then get mad when we don't approve it because it's not financially staffed. I sat here and looked at a lease that y'all was paying $149,000 for one of them trucks. You make absolute, that's like when you 19 years old and you go get a car and the interest rate 27%. That makes absolutely no sense. You're not making great finance, excuse me?
Please state facts.
But let me tell you, here it is, dated December 27, 2022, the cash price of a 2023 Chevy Tahoe, $93,216.71. Interest and APR, $55,929.49. Total lease price, $149,146.20. Tell me if it's not facts, because your signature is all on it.
I don't see that.
Okay, but you want me to
I don't.
All right.
I'll
but at the end of the day, it's not about going back and forth with you. It's about making financial decisions that is in the benefit of everybody and just not one person. And you can't seem to understand that. Have a great day.
Dressed like the Wesley Snipes character in the movie New Jack City.
Only on 2 tonight, outrage in a different South suburban town, Dolton. Hundreds of...
He said, no, you're going to say the clerk refused to give you the information to turn in. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to go lie on this lady. She looked like my mama. I'm not about to say that. And that's it. That's all. And then I realized that I'm hearing on a conversation, Keith is going into the deputy clerk's email. Then he hung up on me. I said, did he just say? So yeah, you know what I did? I went right to the deputy clerk. Watch your email, boo. Because he's in it. Because he took IT ability, keep in mind he has IT background, to have access to the back, the back door, the back office, wiping out the emails so you can't use them against him. So, hold on, we got a long list here. Let's see. Employee harassment. We have been told on numerous occasions that we will be fired if we do not comply. Numerous occasions that we will be fired if we didn't comply. If we went to board meetings with the trustees, we'll be fired. If we went to tea with the trustees, we will be fired. If we return FOIA requests, we'll be fired. In fact, if anybody been to the village hall, do you remember where the HR lady sat? I had to give up my office downstairs to put her down there so the trustees and the clerk couldn't get to her to ask questions about the money. I had to move 5 o'clock at night immediately. I had to move. I had to leave my office, my desk, and I didn't have nowhere to go. I had to sit around float. How am I running the mayor's office and I don't even have a desk? But the HR lady needed to be downstairs, so they couldn't ask her the questions that she needed to ask. Now, it wasn't no fault of hers. Now, then let me say that. Don't come down on the staff, because literally they're doing what they're told. Now, she's supervisor. I'm gonna go back in the story. So today I'm like, oh my gosh, she's supervisor. Yes, okay, she did her thing. Congratulations, yes. Supervisor, what does supervisor do? I don't know. That's the conversation between me and the supervisor. So she told me to reach out to the people there and get a play-by-play of the job duties because she didn't know what she was doing. But she's in control of what is it? $50 million budget, 185,000 residents. She don't even know her job. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they had me to go over to the township. They wanted me to do PR. Okay, that's cool. PR is part-time. I'm working. But then if it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, she need me to get up and come over to the township while I'm on Dalton's dollars. I had to go. Why? Because I didn't want to be fired. Because she's going to tell you once a day, she's going to fire you if you don't do what she say. So I got called into an office once after one of the board meetings, and Keith Freeman told me I needed to write up the communications director. I said, for what? He ain't did nothing. It was technical difficulty. He's never had a board meeting in person before. He said, well, if you don't, you're gonna be fired. It's okay, I quit that day, but I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, that's the type of stuff. They do spend money like water, just being real. We ate good, the whole staff. Chicken, feeding seniors off of the Dolton dollar, because you know what she said? It's campaigning for her and seniors vote. Yeah, seniors vote. She ain't gonna come and say stop the recall, but what she gonna do is put a lavish party together and play some bingo so you like her. Also, the snow removal program, you notice they said you had to put a sign in the window? Yeah, she just wanted you to have her name in the window because it's campaigning. And that justify her sending it through the board to have them pay for it because it's campaigning. Because she can't have them do a campaign sign and say do it, so she gonna call it a snow removal program. That I did the flyer. She had me lying to you all. That's why I apologize, because she said she was paying for it out of pocket. And then Public Works came and shoveled y'all snow. That call center that you all were calling, I own it. And I never charged a dime. Why? Because I genuinely care about the people. That's I got more. I ain't even done yet. The Fire and Police Commission, I heard a rumor that the clerk from Thornton Township swore him in. Nope. Guess who swore them in? With the curtain closed, moved the flags downstairs. The mayor. She swore him in. Yeah, she sure did. It was 11 o'clock in the afternoon. While nobody was looking, made sure that your door was closed. Actually, Stan came and closed her door. Asked the deputy clerk. So now, moving along, I'm having a conversation with the person that had the background. I say, the one thing you did wrong, buddy, was you failed to tell her the truth. I'm still defending her. I'm arguing with some people. Everything, I'm defending her. He said, failed to tell her the truth about what? I said, you failed to tell her the truth about having a background. Why would you put that sister in that light like that? He said she knew. I told her. She know me. She knew. She wanted me to have the security detail position. And her advisor at the time told him that he couldn't do that. He told her he couldn't do that. Now let me get to talking about how she was extorting certain businesses. Oh, I know it all. So, one business owner, is it okay to say the name? Business owner, is it okay to say the name? Okay, so Rucker Holden was bringing a cigar lounge to Dolton. Okay, so just so happened, Kiana works for him in his other businesses. But because she don't like Kiana, Trustee Belcher, she's not gonna give Rucker what he want. In fact, she told him, if you don't get your bitch in order, I'm not giving you what you want. Yeah, so get this. He came into the office one day. This is how I found all this out. He came into the office one day. They said DeAndre Rucker. I'm like, I know DeAndre. Hold on. What's up? He told me, he said, I'm trying to get my business together, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, I just heard your building was not compliant. That's what I was told. He said, that's not true. He had it investigated. He had it, inspected. Everybody, it's been inspected 5-6 times. He was in compliance. She just didn't like him. Now get this. That same day, there's an ordinance to have his cigar lounge open. Now, let me tell you something if you've never been to Rucker Cigar Lounge, it's sexy. Grown and sexy. Riff Raff can't even afford the cigars, yet alone anything else in there, so you're not gonna get them there. It's sexy. Real nice for grown-ups. It's just nice. Good music, all that. So I'm like, this would be a plus for Dolton. Well, he come with one ordinance. Kiana come with another ordinance. I went and pulled another ordinance. It's 3 ordinances. These are false ordinances. Somebody got some falsified fraudulent documents, right? The clerk's office only had 1. But it came 3 different ordinances.
My son, you have been taught to act the dissembler amongst the Roman Catholics, to be a Roman Catholic, and to be a spy even among your own brethren, to believe no man, to trust no man, among the reformers to be a reformer, among the Huguenots to be a Huguenot, among the Calvinists to be a Calvinist, among the Protestants generally to be a Protestant, and obtaining their confidence to seek even to speak from their pulpits, and to denounce with all vehemence in your nature our holy religion and the Pope, and even to descend so low as to become a Jew amongst the Jews, that you might be enabled to gather together all information for the benefit of your order as a faithful soldier of the Pope. You have been taught to insidiously plant the seeds of jealousy and hatred between states that were at peace, and incite them to deeds of blood, involving them in war with each other, and to create revolutions and civil wars in communities, provinces and countries that were independent and prosperous, cultivating the arts and the sciences, and enjoying the blessings of peace. To take sides with the combatants, and to act secretly in concert with your brother Jesuit, who might be engaged on the other side, but openly opposed to that which you might be connected, only that the Church might be the gainer in the end, in the conditions fixed in the treaties for peace, and that in the end justifies the means. You have been taught your duties as a spy to gather all statistics, facts and information in your power from every source, to ingratiate yourself into the confidence of the family circle of Protestants and heretics of every class and character, as well as that of the merchant, the banker, the lawyer, amongst the schools and universities, in parliament and legislatures, and in the judiciaries and councils of state, and to be all things to all men for the Pope's sake, whose servants we are unto death. You have received all your instructions heretofore as a novice, a neophyte, and have served as a coadjutor, confessor, and priest, but you have not yet been invested with all that is necessary to command in the army of Loyola in the service of the Pope. You must serve the proper time as the instrument and executioner as directed by your superiors, for none can command here who has not consecrated his labours with the blood of the heretic, for without the shedding of blood no man can be saved. Therefore, to fit yourself for your work and make your own salvation sure, you will, in addition to your former oath of obedience to your order and allegiance to the Pope, repeat after me. I promise that and declare that I will, when opportunity presents, make and wage relentless war, secretly or openly, against all Protestants and Liberals as I am directed to do, to extirpate and exterminate them from the face of the whole earth, and that I will spare neither age, sex, or condition, and that I will hang, burn, waste, boil, flay, strangle, and bury alive these infamous heretics, rip up the stomachs and wombs of their women, and crush their infants' heads against the walls, in order to annihilate forever their execrable race. that when the same cannot be done openly, I will secretly use the poisoned cup, the strangulating cord, the steel of the poniard, or the leaden bullet, regardless of the honour, rank, dignity, or authority of the person or persons, whatever may be their condition in life, either public or private, as I at any time may be directed to do so by any agent of the Pope or superior of the Brotherhood of the Holy Faith, the Society of Jesus. By reading these words, we gain a full appreciation of their shocking tactics, which can be summed up like this. Their intention was to become part of the faith, system, culture, or group that they intended to destroy. Then from within, they would sow seeds of hate and division. Their method was to present themselves as one thing on the surface, but to be secretly working away with each other for a very different purpose behind the scenes. They would sometimes pretend to be enemies on opposing sides in public, but behind the scenes they were actually cohorts, working together towards the same goal. This type of attack is sometimes referred to as becoming a fifth column, meaning that the most effective way to attack something is not from the north or the south or the east or the west, but from within. Cicero once said, "A nation can survive its fools and even the ambitious, but it cannot survive treason from within. An enemy at the gates is less formidable, for he is known and he carries his banners openly. But the traitor moves among those within the gates freely, his sly whispers rustling through all the alleys, heard in the very halls of government itself. For the traitor appears not traitor, he speaks in the accents familiar to his victims, and he wears their face and their garments, and he appeals to the baseness that lies deep in the hearts of all men. He rots the soul of a nation, he works secretly and unknown in the night to undermine the pillars of a city. He infects the body politic so that it can no longer resist. A murderer is less to be feared."
They're one of the most secretive organisations in the world.
There are certain secrets that you have to earn.
Famous for unexplained rituals.
Where were you first prepared to be a Freemason?
In my heart.
Describe the mode of your preparation.
My right arms, left breast, and knee made bare.
There has been this notion that we somehow use goats in our rituals because we're somehow satanic.
And they face regular accusations of corruption.
As a resident of Dolton, what do you think about that hire?
They need to do a better job of background checking. That's awful.
Residents of South Suburban Dolton reacting to a Fox 32 investigation that found a new village employee with a dangerous criminal past.
He is a registered child sex offender, and he's now been hired by the village to go into people's homes and businesses.
Now, furious village trustees are taking steps to curb the mayor's power. Fox 32's Dane Placco broke this story, and he has the latest from Dolton.
What is the situation involving your background?
Well, my background, the childhood background, over 30 years ago.
46-year-old Lavelle Redmond wasn't happy to see us when we encountered him today behind Dolton Village Hall. But listen again to the person on the phone telling him to stop talking.
30 years ago.
We don't know who that is, but we do know who got Redmond his village job. Redmond is close to new Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard and worked on her campaign. Records obtained by Fox 32 show that on September 20th, Redmond was hired as a code enforcement officer for the village of Dolton, a job that gives him access inside homes and businesses, which is why Dolton residents were shocked when we showed them what we found online.
Oh my God. Don't they supposed to do background checks before they allow these people in these kind of positions?
One would think, right?
Yes.
That's because Redmond is listed as a child sex offender on the Illinois State Police Registry. He served 24 years of a 50-year sentence for taking part in the brutal gang rape and beating of 2 young girls in the Roseland neighborhood in 1991. News reports at the time say Redmond was one of 4 young men who kidnapped the girls and took them to an abandoned garage where they were sexually assaulted and beaten with boards and guns.
I would be terrified to know now if he had come to my house to do a code inspection. I would be terrified.
That's crazy. I don't know. He won't get in my house, though.
Dolton trustees say Redmond was hired directly by Mayor Henyard and her village administrator, former Cook County Circuit Court Clerk Dorothy Brown.
Did the trustees have any input in this hire?
No, the trustees have not had any input on any hire since the swearing in of this administration.
We tried talking to Mayor Henyard, but a police officer in front of her home told us we couldn't knock on the door. Later, the mayor issued a statement. I and the village of Dolton take the safety of our residents very serious, and we would never put our residents in jeopardy. In regard to the matter of the employee who's the subject of recent news stories, know that the incident referred to occurred nearly 30 years ago, and they paid their debt to society. We believe that a person can be rehabilitated, and we believe in second chances.
You know, I'm for second chances, but the fact that he's on the registry and the fact that he's going inside of homes, that's what caused an alarm and caused concern for me in regards to my safety and the rest of the residents.
Went down when Oshun ran into Ogun in the forest. Tune in to find out. Ashe. Bendiciones, everybody. Alafia. You know, it's your favorite, Ifa Lorde, aka King Brujo. And I'm here with another pataki for you guys. For those who don't know, a pataki is a story in Yoruba tradition passed down orally that's usually involving the Orisha in some way or another. And so I came with a pataki. Now, before I get into this pataki, I just want you guys to realize that this is oral tradition. So as Yoruba culture went around different parts of the world, parts of the story slightly changed, but the message is the core of what that story is saying, okay? So in this pataki, the Orisha, they were in the upper echelons of heaven, you know, looking down on earth, and they noticed there were a lot of issues going on down there on earth. The people were not able to maintain their stability. So they would come into resources and then lose the resources. Sometimes they would have food and then they didn't have food, right? The humans were having trouble maintaining enough stability to truly build societies, okay? And the Orisha seen this, and Oshun is one who really not only took notice, but wanted to take action. Okay, so Oshun had this grand vision of what could be on earth. You know, when we talk about the divine feminine.
Marine spirits. For those of you that's not familiar right here with Oshun, she is known as a water spirit, even associated with rivers. According to them, she's associated with water, love, fertility, all of that. But let me make this clear. Oshun is demonic. There is a real spirit behind these images, and this spirit projects itself onto humanity. In fact, as of late, you remember Beyonce in her Black is King, right? That's who she was portraying, Oshun.